The question we're exploring today sounds like a challenge to common sense. What would happen if you tried to funnel the entire power of Niagara Falls through a single drinking straw? At first glance, it's absurd. But behind this absurdity lie the fundamental laws of hydrodynamics, which govern everything from the flow of blood in our veins to the engines of spacecraft. Let's build our imaginary machine. We block the Niagara River with a titanic dam, leaving only one tiny opening, 7 millimeters in diameter. What's next? Intuition suggests that a jet of water of incredible force will burst from the straw. But reality is disappointing. Only a small fraction of the water will seep out, while the rest of the mass will begin to accumulate, raising the river's level until it spills over the edge of our dam. The waterfall will simply find a new path. But we are in a thought experiment. We don't give up. To force the entire flow through the straw, we'll add a pump, a gigantic, unimaginably powerful pump that will begin to create pressure. And this is where the real madness begins. Bernoulli's principle states, the faster a fluid moves, the lower its internal pressure. Our pump compresses 3,000 cubic meters of water per second, forcing it into the narrow bottleneck. The flow velocity inside the straw begins to increase to unimaginable speeds, and the pressure drops catastrophically. And at that moment, something strange happens. The water begins to boil. Yes, the cold water of Niagara boils right inside the straw. This phenomenon is called cavitation. When the pressure drops below a certain threshold, the water instantly turns into vapor. Millions of tiny vapor bubbles form in the stream, but as soon as they enter a region of slightly higher pressure, they immediately collapse. Each such collapse is a micro-explosion, a shock wave that hits the walls of our straw. This effect is like thousands of tiny hammers striking from the inside. It is cavitation that destroys the propellers of submarines and the impellers of hydroelectric turbines, tearing chunks out of the strongest steel. Our straw, even if made of titanium, would be torn to shreds in a fraction of a second. But we don't give up. Let's replace the straw with a pipe made of an ultra-strong, indestructible material. We continue to increase the pressure, trying to accelerate the flow even more. But here we encounter a second, even more fundamental limit: the speed of sound. Sound in a liquid is, in essence, a pressure wave. You cannot use pressure to push something faster than that pressure can propagate. The speed of sound in water is almost 1.5 kilometers per second. This is the absolute speed limit for any hydrodynamic system. Attempting to exceed it would lead to a hydraulic shock of such monstrous force that it would rupture any pipe, even our fantastical one. But let's imagine for a moment that we have bypassed this law as well. What speed do we need? A simple calculation shows, to push the entire volume of Niagara Falls through a 7 millimeter diameter opening, the water would have to move at a speed of 73 million meters per second. That is a quarter of the speed of light. At such a speed, the familiar world ceases to exist. This is no longer hydrodynamics, this is high-energy physics. Water molecules, accelerated to relativistic speeds, would possess such kinetic energy that upon colliding with the pipe walls, or even with each other, they would begin to knock neutrons and protons out of atomic nuclei. Our pipe would turn into a particle accelerator. The stream of water would become a beam of ionizing radiation. Cold nuclear fusion reactions would begin. This is no longer just water, it is plasma heated to millions of degrees. The power of this beam would be measured in petawatts. For comparison, that's thousands of times more than all the energy humanity consumes. It's more than the power of all the sunlight that falls on the Earth. Our device, which began with an innocent question about a straw, would turn into an artificial star, a weapon capable of sterilizing the planet. This plasma beam would vaporize everything in its path, burn through the Earth's crust, and shoot out into space, leaving a trail of destruction and radiation behind it. So, what happens if you channel Niagara Falls through a drinking straw? The simple answer is nothing. But if you apply enough force to make it happen, you won't get a fast stream of water. You will get a doomsday weapon that will destroy not only the waterfall, but everything around it. This thought experiment proves that even in the most ordinary things, energies of a truly cosmic scale are hidden, and that violating the laws of physics, even in imagination, leads to consequences that are hard to fathom.